Hello and welcome to New Meta episode 54? Yeah, I'm pretty confident it's 54. Losing track. New season. New matchmaking update. Lots to talk about. Marco, Adam, welcome to the pod. Marco, how's your new season going? How are you feeling?
Not feeling the best, to be honest. It's got off to a rocky start, 0-5 across core and support. It's kind of annoying because a few days ago I was on an 8-win streak, flying. I felt like DotA was solved. I didn't know how to lose. It was so good. And now in the last, 24 hours, I've got 0-5. So it's a bit dark.
Yeah, it's pretty dark. It started on a rough note when we played that Viper game with people that we haven't played before, which is fine, but if the game finished and then we're like, oh wait, it's a new season, oh wow. Yeah. We look at our stats and it's like 9 games remaining. It's like, that counted? What?
Yeah, that tilted us subconsciously, and then from then it's just been downhill.
Yeah, that was a major tilter, to be fair. You wanna like know you're going into your calibration game so you can do like your warm-ups, your little jogs on the spot, your pre-game routine, because these games, this is like a pubber's TI when recalibration comes around.
I know it actually is. I looked at one of the guys we played with in that first game, and it's like you'd played about 3 games in the last 2 months or something. It's like, it's not wise to go your first calibration in this stack.
Yeah. Adam, welcome to the pod. You excited for recalibration? You sweating just yet?
No, because I know what can happen. Go.
Adam hibernates for a solid 2-3 weeks before getting in the calibrations done, right?
It's going to be so much longer now with the core and support MMR. I don't know if I want to bang out all my support games and just do my core games through party. Maybe not partying with y'all because we don't win.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure I'd recommend that.
Played the game with Loot Monkey after we had our travesty yesterday, and we won. It felt good to remember what winning's like. It seems to be what happens is we play 2 or 3 games in the afternoon for me, and we lose all of them, and then I get invited to play a game at night, and we get the win with other people. So that seems to be how it's been going.
Common denominator, don't play with the new meta squad when you're calibrating MMRs. Loot Monkey, man. Shout out to Loot Monkey, because I'm like 2-0 playing ranked with Loot Monkey duo queue. I actually can't lose. But
yeah, he's 520 in the game with Adam that he wins. What's this?
I know, this is the thing. When I played with him, I was like, oh my goodness, this guy's useless. No, you just get the W. Shows what I know about Dota. This guy's playing on a whole other plane of Dota reality. Knows how to win.
I mean, we were 13k behind at 19 minutes, so I don't think it was a standard game by any means.
Found him to. That's a good comeback hero.
It's Pango.
When
they have like a Slark with 30 Agi stolen, and then you just disarm him. That's
true. And you can't get rid of that Pango disarm? Is that correct or not?
You probably can. It's just timing. Yeah. He's got too many things he's got to purge off between my KS Night Stun and then like Shackle.
Jeez, that's like 24-6-26 and
lose the game.
Yeah.
Night Stalker 15-7 and 19 and lose the game. I got spell immune or reality risk pierce spell immune on CK at 20. That felt really good.
Yeah, sometimes that talent's so strong.
They all went BKB, so it's like necessary.
CK is a good hero, underrated hero. It's actually got really high win rates. Yeah, I played a CK recently with you guys actually, but felt pretty strong. But we didn't win because I didn't have Loot Monkey in the stack. So
he's fun to play. Although I felt really strong, and then I TP'd in at level 7, popped my what's the
Phantasm?
Ult? Yeah, pop my Phantasm. Get ready to go. I reality ripped onto a Slark. He dark packs and all my illusions die. I'm like, what am I doing here? Like, this sucks.
That's the thing with these. I mean, it's the same with all these illusion heroes. Games made or broken. That's not the saying. It's make or break, but I can't make it work in English. But it's like the game is make or break on whether your illusions can just get bursted or not instantly. So CK is very much still in that category. But when you can there's few better heroes when you have a free CK game. We've all had those games where it's like, how is this hero not just insanely broken when it gets farm and turns up with like Armlet, Echo, Heart, and just 1v5 the whole team. So
yeah, I like killing supports in one hit. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, for my games, it really is the Viper core loss that's the only annoying one, because I didn't know it was going to be a calibration game till after. And I was very much planning to just be like core MMR, which is the higher of the two for me. I'm just going to solo like mid lane ranked role queue and just try and 22 pick Meepo my way to a decent MMR. So then I went out to do a Viper in party. That was kind of rough, but I'm a bit like Adam. I feel like I might just do support MMR party and just calibrate it out, whatever. Having said that, though, and this is a nice transition to what we'll be talking about, the like matchmaking update as well as the new season and recalibration, all that. I'm wondering how much this crossover of support and core MMR that they've implemented is going to affect like recalibration. If I go 0-10 on support calibration, for example, and then go 5-5 on core, am I going to lose a bunch of core MMR because the support MMR games affect it?
Or is your 5-5 going to give a significant jump to the like support MR?
Yeah.
If you went 0-10 and then you go 5-5 in the other, like, is it going to boost it a little bit?
Yeah, that's true.
Along the way, I don't know.
It's a weird one. I don't know how you decide what percentage of, say, the core MMR you win should go also into boosting your support, because like just because Stan wins a game on Meepo, it doesn't necessarily mean his support MMR should increase. Really, don't really like.
It's not. It doesn't make sense. But the reason they've implemented it is so that you don't just pip. Like if I play
tank
support MMR, yeah, exactly. Yeah. You don't just tank one of them. Like I've got no real incentive. It's like I'm playing. If we play a party ranked and I'm on support MMR, it's like it's unranked for me. Basically.
Yeah.
So
that is true. That's the main incentive, so that you don't just grief one of your roles.
I don't grief more. I'm already griefing on playing support, but yeah.
Yeah, if you just play like, I guess core, like one set of positions, they just get really out of whack, right? They start off the same, but then they get very disparate. So then it's kind of like smurfing then. Cue the other one, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Let's go through the rest of this matchmaking update then. So, role symmetry, I'll read it briefly, actually. Go on then.
This is the idea that you could have the mid who's divine and the other team have a mid who's legend, and that asymmetry can make games really imbalanced.
Yeah,
so now it's just
it was kind of brutal. I would like queue hard support and be divine 5 and be the highest on my team.
Yeah, that sounds so grim.
But they would match that with a divine 5 plus or something on the other team, but it'd be a core. And then it's like, oh, well, yikers.
And yeah, it's like we can have these conversations about, can you climb MR just as easily on support or core? And it's like, yeah, kind of.
It just makes it's the
in a 5v5 when there's that like imbalance of who's on the core and who's on the support. Like the divine 5 core is going to have way more impact.
It's not even that. I
Divine 5. It ends up being Divine 5 their mid versus like Ancient 3 my mid or something. Like,
it makes wonky games mainly. It's not. I don't necessarily think that the team with the high rank support is necessarily at some inherent disadvantage, but I do think that the games are really wonky. It makes it a weird situation where one team has one enemy core that's the highest priority because of his rank, whereas the other team, it's like just kind of bizarre. Well, I guess we need to target their support, but wait, it's a support. It just makes the game a bit weird. So you could definitely have some really stompy games either way.
Definitely from the mid you could, because like if someone just completely crushes a mid lane, that really hurts the rest of the game.
Yeah, it'll make it hard. I guess it's good. The only thing would be whether it increases queue time. I don't know. It's one of those things we just have to wait and see and trust in Valve or whatever. Because it feels like it's another part of the equation, although it seems as though while they're adding the symmetry requirement into the algorithm, the way they word it in the update, it sounds like they're removing the emphasis on an exact team match as a whole, if you know what I mean. So maybe it won't necessarily increase queue time. Who knows?
Queue times aren't that big an issue right now, are they?
I mean, we're getting games like instantly. Yeah.
You know how Stanley doesn't ready up, gets that 5-minute ban, and we queue again. He doesn't ready up and gets that 15-minute ban.
That was probably the cause of our losses yesterday.
Honestly,
going again
20 minutes
and then waiting 15 minutes. In which do we even?
Y'all were already tired.
I
was so tired already.
In that 15-minute break.
No.
We didn't even play a custom game in that second 15-minute wait, so we're all just delirious now. We're all a bit more tired. Mental state was weak, wasn't it?
That's definitely true. Draft roll report, I mean, this is not really particularly relevant. This just means you can report people for not playing their rank more easily. I actually haven't had that happen yet.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Me either, but I'm glad it's in there.
Yeah, I'm glad it's in there. I had a guy threatening to do it.
Yeah, in top ranks that happens a lot, I think.
Yeah. I had a guy in one of my games queue hard support and then pick fade Ember mid, but then I picked support because he was griefing me, and I was like, fine, whatever, because he just I was like, you fine, you take it then, and then I convinced him to let me last pick Meepo, and then we swapped. So don't know, that worked out in the end, but it was a bit of a weird situation. Then we already sort of discussed this core and support ranks, how they're going to sort of affect each other with small gains or losses. What do you think would be reasonable amount of MMR to lose? Say I play a IQ for safe lane and off lane, win a match. How much should my support MMR go up, do you think? 5? How much
I think
would
it
be
needs
too
to be
much?
half. I think it needs to be
I was going to say half, maybe.
Incentive enough, because if you don't we go back to you playing support and not curring and lose, and if you only lost 5 MMR for your slightly throwy support game, I don't think that's enough. So I think a half, 50%.
Right.
I don't think it's going to be a flat rate. I think it's going to be percentage.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's going to be half or what.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see. I'm sure there'll be reports on Reddit soon now that people are calibrating throughout today. I'll be very interested to see what that is. I think it's generally good though. Having them completely separate, like we said, just makes weird incentives and is just probably a bit too far. So happy to see that one in. Then definitely the most fun changes are the ban waves, just because of all of the threads with people crying about being banned. Yeah. So funny. Yeah.
Well, different sets of bans. There's different sets.
What do you mean?
Bans. There's the toxicity ban, right? And then the smurf
behavior
ban.
score. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So that's good that they, on 2 different fronts. And phone number blocks too. Although apparently that's what everybody in the thread was talking about, how trivial and easy it is to get a new phone number in EU and how it's not going to stop anything. But I don't know. If you blacklist the phone number, it does make it that much harder for, maybe somebody's like, I don't want to go out and get a new phone number.
Yeah.
Or I've already used my dad's phone number and it's got blocked, so.
It's all going to add up, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Just making it a little harder or more challenging to make a new account or whatever.
One of the really good changes as well was that you need 100 hours of playtime to now do ranked, because people were really abusing Turbo to get ranked. You could win Turbo games in 10 minutes, 15 minutes if you
lose them.
Lose them. Yeah, people were doing that, weren't they? So 100 hours of playtime on a new account is significant. That should definitely decrease number of smurfs.
And I don't think it's. I think people were theorizing that it's not just sitting in client for 100 hours either.
Yes, it's game time.
Game time. So
that's a lot of time right there. 100 hours.
Yeah, it's funny when I think about playing console games in the past. You'd play it for 20 to 30 hours to complete it, and that would feel like forever because you'd do a whole campaign, and then it's you need to do that for 3-4 games.
It's obscene how much time Dota has consumed. Like, I know when you look at it on Steam, it's the time you have is total client time. So there's a lot of time where I've like left Dota on like overnight or something. But still, back in the day when I was like a little young whippersnapper kid playing like FIFA and COD or whatever, you'd go on your Call of Duty playtime. It'd be like one day, 4 hours or something, and you'd be like, Jesus, that's so much time. Like, what am I doing with my life? And then it's like you need 100 hours just to even play the game. You already need 100 hours of the game. It's like, what? It's actually absurd. Like, no other game would get away with something like this. It's just
and that's still not even the tutorial, because there isn't really a tutorial.
Yeah, it's actually just laughable. It's actually crazy. If you tell anyone that, or imagine trying to market Dota to your friend now that's never played it before, and you're like, oh yeah, there's all these heroes, and really competitive, like so much depth to the game, all items, blah blah blah. And they're like, oh yeah, let's do it. I want to rank up, and you're like, you want to rank up? Oh, I mean, you're gonna have to play like 100 hours before you can rank up. They just feel like, what are you talking about? What do you mean 100 hours?
Give me your phone number. Give me your social security number. Give me.
Yeah. You probably want to have a psychologist on hand as well when you get abused by Smurfs and stuff.
On the stigma against the competitive gaming scene is a bit grim though, because it's like thinking about, you know, like you're doing your CV, or there's some job applications that are like, oh, your greatest achievement. It's like, oh, I could say that I've invested 10,000 hours of my life into becoming this like top 0.1% player in the world, or I can say like, I did a cross-country run for 30 minutes at primary school, and they'd prefer the second story. Like,
so much less degenerate.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, please give some credit.
I'm prone to addictive tendencies with this video game.
I might shoot my employees when I work with them.
Oh, tell me about it. I mean, I try and talk about how I sometimes talk about on CVs and applications and stuff, doing the podcast, like, oh, I do a podcast and like, I've got these skills, like I can edit audio, blah, blah, like obviously crazy embellishment, because realistically I'm just chatting about fucking like offlane pudge for like half an hour, but regardless. And they just, it's so frustrating. They either don't know what a podcast is, or they're like, what's it about? And I'm like, it doesn't really matter what it's about. It's just really about the skills. But if you must know, it's about this major esports title, blah, blah, whatever. And they're like, oh, okay. And it's just like, oh God. You can just tell from their tone. They're like, I don't know anything of what you've just told me whatsoever.
True crime. Just say true crime. Everyone loves true crime podcasts.
Yeah. To be fair, I might just say it's about sport or something. Yeah. Just not elaborate.
Or say politics, or I don't know.
Politics, yeah.
Just say esports, but say E really quietly. Sports.
Esports.
Just say it's about ridding the world of creeps.
Then they're like, what, you investigate weirdos and stuff?
No, I just say true. I first say true crime, and if they ask me to elaborate, I say, what's the crime? Position for Morana.
What was that show with Chris Hansen? Do you know that show? I can't look it up because I have the VPN going.
I can Google Chris Hansen.
Yeah, To Catch a Predator. There you go. The Rid the World of Creeps.
There you go. So yeah, 100 hours playtime, quite a lot. Any other major changes from this thing? I mean, it's the miscellaneous changes, whatever. It's a bit easier to know what incompatible roles, whatever. That's just like quality of life, basically. And in general, just coming down harder on smurfs and boosters and stuff, which seems like a growing problem, and certainly one that the community hates a lot. There's nothing that gets the Dota community more riled up than smurfing and boosting, especially lower MMR players. So it's nice that Valve's taking some action.
It has to be the biggest reason for why people don't get into the game. It's hard to know like the stats, if you like, but say if you're a new player and you play Dota, you're not going to play it unless you've got some interest and kind of natural interest. How many people play it and then go, oh, it's too hard for me, I'm not going to play it, versus how many people play it and go, it's just downright unenjoyable because of Smurfs? You'd think it's way more the latter.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And it's just, I didn't want to play party ranked there right at when they introduced the new core and support.
Yeah.
Not even though it wasn't linked to party anymore, it's was just full of like ancient twos that were obviously immortals that just wrecked you and gave you negative 50s.
It was so grim. We were party stacking and we were smashing games, playing really well, but then winning 15 MMR every time. And then we came against 2, if not 3 party stacks in a row and lost 40 each time. And we just got dumped back to square one. That felt really bad.
Yeah.
It'd be like teams of 3 people that it'd be a 5 stack. 3 of them would be on their account like they should, and then 2 would be on low ancient, like, smurfs, but actually be at least the level of the other 3, if not the highest ranked people in the stack, and just giga stomp.
Yeah, it's so interesting as well because counter to what you would think, it's actually worse in unranked from my experience. Whenever I play unranked, every account is like 20 games played or something. You know what I mean? There's just new accounts on both sides for sure, and they have 100% win rates on their profile.
Is that like solo unranked?
Yeah, like solo unranked. When I play solo unranked sometimes, it's just even worse. Because it's just more obvious when an account is in my unranked bracket and has 25 games played. It's like, okay. Because they're just new accounts that need to get to ranked, if you know what I mean. So
yeah.
I think also another interesting question would be, so say you're this Ancient Plus player, the set of all Dota players who are Ancient Plus level, like what % of those don't play ranked? So I mean, to be so good at the game that you're Ancient Plus, which is what, like top 20% or something, it's likely that the vast majority of all those really good players play ranked. You'd expect, right? So then when you go to the unranked realm at your level, it's likely just going to be filled with these new accounts of good players. Whereas I think if you then look at like the bottom 50% of players, then it gets more like split between ranked, unranked, or even more unranked favoured.
Yeah, and obviously the lower you go MMR-wise, it's more smurfs and less boosters. When I come up against quote-unquote smurfs in like a Divine 1 level or whatever, it's always going to be boosters. And maybe some smurfs of some like really good players, but like not really. But I remember when I was lower, because I've come all the way from like 1.7k, back down there are no boosters because you can, I don't know what's the maximum calibration MMR? I actually don't know. But it's not that low. So the people that are down there abusing the system are all just smurfs, which is I suppose a bit of a different, it's more just wacky and more abusive because boosters just want to end the game quickly. They don't actually care about like abusing games. Whereas I've definitely had lots of games where you come up against some crazy, bizarre hero in a bizarre position that just wants to make the game as unenjoyable as possible for the enemies. So, I mean, it's good that it's being cracked down on. One final thing I'd say about the matchmaking update is the general theme of these increased communication from Valve is so good. It's like this is the second matchmaking update we've had in, I don't know what, 2 months or something? And the transparency is incredible. Just especially this other thought section at the end where they talk about basically that they're acknowledging the problems that they haven't necessarily addressed and just general other ideas that Valve has to improve the matchmaking experience. And merely the emphasis that they're putting on the matchmaking experience is something that I feel like is quite unprecedented. I mean, you guys have been around Dota for longer than me. Do you think this is like a concerted effort to really focus on the matchmaking experience?
I'd definitely say so. In the past, it was seriously rare to actually hear anything from them. And in the past, because the game is so complicated, I mean, beta for 5 years and then it finally gets released. And like when 7.0 came out, that was like a new release in itself. And that's only a couple of years ago. Like you look at the game 3 years ago and it looks archaic. It's crazy. So they have done so much work and investment into the actual game. But then that has meant all these like quality of life stuff was always on the back foot. So now we're kind of at that stage of development, in air quotes, where we can put the time and energy into these more like back foot areas. So I mean, it's amazing to see.
I wonder if Valve has recognized that Dota is more of a long-term game if they put the time into it than maybe they'd thought. Because
you would think they would have realized that before TI-10.
Yeah, I know, it's taken a long time. And also the fact that they did, what's it called? Artifact, and it just sort of failed. Maybe all the Artifact devs are just like making Dota
we
content.
Need something to work on now, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because they had the big bug fix, spring cleaning.
Yeah.
Combine that with like 2 matchmaking updates, and I mean, Valve has always, maybe they haven't like communicated as much as the community had wanted, but they would always kind of communicate about patches and stuff. But this is outside of normal game maintenance. This is like above and beyond, and definitely welcomed and definitely wasn't expected. It's more like normal for them to kind of accept the status quo with the game and kind of just leave it.
Yeah.
And do like very minor things. And it feels like this matchmaking update is a significant shakeup and very unlike what I've come to expect from like the first 7 years of playing Dota, I guess.
Yeah. No, I agree. Moving away from the matchmaking update and towards like recalibration, Adam, I'm interested in do you have a recalibration tactic that you're going to go for, or does your recalibration tactic involve waiting for a while and then making a tactic?
I don't know. I've already got 3 core games taken care of, even though that Marana game was a support and we all just played out of position.
Yeah.
That was very strange. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I'm off of Inno, so
okay.
I might just play Night Stalker for core games, and then support games, that's iffy. I mean, I watched Owie play that 5-stack last night. He played Crystal Maiden, and he just made it look so good. So I might try some Crystal Maiden. Definitely I'm not going to be wild. I'm definitely just going to pick comfort.
Yeah. I think Night Stalker is the way to go if you can for all the core players out there that can play Night Stalker, because the hero is kind of the most broken hero at the moment, I think.
Yeah, could you imagine if he was in his current form at TI? He would just be, I don't know if he'd be first picked, but he'd be a menace, that's for sure.
Oh, 100%, yeah. He'd be so strong. He was already on the cusp. He was in quite a few games, but not crazy meta dominating like he is now. Also, just the fact that all of the meta dominating heroes from TI have been nerfed makes him way more first pickable, because some of the first pick heroes like Auk wouldn't be first picked now in this 7.22G.
Yeah.
So
it's just like he got insane buffs over and over. He got reworked and then got great buffs, but he's still held in check because of his previous nerf that killed him, the half damage at daytime for Void.
Yeah.
And then it's one of those things where if you keep giving a hero really great buffs and then they just revert an old change, it's like, oh my god, this hero has no weak parts of the game now. Yeah,
for sure. I think my recalibration tactics are going to be I'm not going to do my core. I'm definitely going to make sure I'm doing solo for my core MMR. Not even that's to throw shade on party, people that I play party with. It's purely just because it's there to be abused by smurf stacks and stuff. So it's just a bit too dangerous. Even if you so easily could just come up against some unbeatable stack with 2 dodgy looking accounts, basically. So I'll probably just play solo. And my spreadsheet, by the way, which I guess at the end of a spreadsheet, 345 games in Season 3.
How much was that compared to Season 2?
I didn't record Season 2, so I don't know. Actually, I hadn't even thought about that, actually. My spreadsheet's wrapped up. I can present my final MMR plot to the Discord, perhaps. Which is kind of like a massive U, basically, of a dip all the way down into the darkness of 3K.
393, yeah.
Yeah, and then up. I actually dipped into 3K 3 times. So my lowest MMR of the season was 3992. So that's the darkest that it got, and then I don't know what my peak was. 4695. Oh, so not quite 4.7. Anyway, but yeah, just based off my spreadsheet, my party was a lot less successful. So, and that's going to be down to a lot of reasons, but probably largely, like I just said, the potential of running into crazy smurf stacks and all the rest of it. So, but yeah, Marco, what's going to be your recalibration tactic, or are you just thinking on the level of I'm going to click find match and see what happens?
I'm thinking of spamming out all my support games in strict solo queue like immediately, and then maybe play some core in strict solo, but more likely leave it mainly to the party games, because I really don't want to be playing 4 or 5 in a party stack, and I do enjoy it a little bit in solos, so I don't mind playing support games.
Is your support and core MMR before recalibration, were they very similar?
Yeah, I think they were like 50 different
apart. Okay.
Yeah,
that's interesting, because it means that everything's with an asterisk, obviously, because like we've discussed about how the support and core MMRs affect each other, but let's just ignore that. It means you kind of get 2 goes at calibration, I guess, because your badge is based off your best MMR. So even if you do really badly on one and do okay on the other, you're gonna do okay overall badge wise. It'll just mean you might end up in a weird situation where your MMRs are suddenly 200 apart.
Yeah, it'd be a bit weird and annoying.
What if you go 020 in your calibration?
There's going to be someone already who posts that just went 020 and lost like just thousands and thousands.
It's gonna be me. You know what my games are like. If I lose 3 games in a row, I'm losing 10 games in a row. That's true. And I'm already 0-3, so I feel like my car's heading straight into the 0-10 train of calibrating legends, whatever, Legend 5 or something.
Well, this guy said he was 5400 Divine 7, went 5-5 and got 4400 Ancient 2. And I was like, I don't believe that.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
You can't go 50-50 and lose 1,000. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
There's no way. Yeah, there's no way. I love the recalibration stories. They're so funny. I mean, I'll be with them, don't worry. I'm already writing up my thread now. But, I mean, I just enjoy them. They're so funny. We've got, hopefully, now that we've got a pretty sizable Discord with quite a few people, I'm hoping for some stories, some success stories and some commiserations. We've got people out there grinding at the moment, so it'll be exciting to see. I'm also interested to see what the badge... I don't know what the word would be. Deflation, I suppose.
Badge game.
Yeah, like the badge to MMR, what that will look like. Because I got Divine 1 on 4.625, so 4,625 or whatever. I reckon new season, that will be closer to like 4.85, 4.9 maybe.
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
You're losing your Divine badge, that's a fact.
That's for sure. Well, I mean, I'm only 0-1 in Core MMR, so I'm ready for the 9-1.
9-1, true.
Even if I went 9-1, I think I'd calibrate Divine 1. I don't think I'd calibrate any higher than I already am.
Yeah.
Yeah, at best, yeah. To see. The question is, are you losing your Immortal?
Probably.
It's interesting. In the past, the last 2 times you have, but then the last 2 times you were lower MMR. So
yeah, it's true.
Maybe so you might not. I think you might survive it this time. Yeah, depends on how it goes.
Yeah, it could scrape on actually. I feel like there've been a load of Immortals this year, because in the past, like when you get up to 5,000, you lose your rank, and in the past it used to never be quite at the cap of 5,000, but I feel like this time round you see so many unranked Immortals, suggesting there's like 6,000-7,000, lots of them. So if that is the case, I feel like I could retain off cals.
I think badges have come to incentivize people to climb. Having public badges, people love wanting to have a higher badge. Whereas, having a hidden solo MMR, it's like a
Yeah.
lot of people are just like, I'll play unranked, I don't care that much. But now it's if you're close to Immortal, you're gonna probably try and grind up to get that Immortal badge. Or likewise for me, like, if you're close to Divine, you're gonna want to get Divine. All the way down, if you're close to like Archon, if you're a Guardian close to Archon, you're like, yeah, let's get my grind on, get that badge boost.
The carrot is super strong, and even just the carrot of the badges look nicer every time you go up, and like you get more stars, that looks nicer. Like everything just drives you forward. No disrespect to the Guardian badge, but it doesn't look very good. It's brown. Crusader looks way better than Guardian.
True, yeah. Crusader looks... Also, Guardian looks too close to Herald, and Herald's like too much of a meme. So you need to have a badge that is distinct from from Herald, rather. So, yeah. Archon badge looks pretty cool. I could get behind that. But...
Yeah, Archon badge with some stars.
You know? Your wish might come true, sir.
Yeah. I mean, definitely, for sure.
I was Divine 1, and I ended up Archon 3. I love it. 4,000 MMR.
I mean, it would be. I tell you what, would be dark. It'd be dark if Adam if Adam calibrated Ancient. That'd be dark.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I did last season.
Oh really?
Yeah, Ancient 7.
Oh okay.
Went from Divine 5 to Ancient 7. I'm expecting the same.
Ancient 7 is okay because you're just one tier away, so it's not too much effort mentally or physically. But if you say Ancient 6, and it's like, I need to get 2 stars.
Oh, you know what? It might have been Ancient 5. It might have gone Divine 5 to Ancient 5. I have it over here.
That's kind of rough.
No, it was Ancient 7, 43%.
Okay, and you had percent. That's helpful.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's going to be another season-long grind, and wait for the badge inflation to happen again before I'm going to get Divine.
I got the 43%, and then looking at this, it took a good 21 matches for me to get that 60%.
Wow.
So
that's a lot of matches for 60%.
Yeah.
A genuine tactic is just play unranked for about 3 months and then play 2 games, win 1, lose 1.
I think that's what happened.
You'll jump up a few ranks.
Yeah, it's true, yeah.
I sat it at 44%, so I was right back where I started. And then I must not have played for a long time because I have a note here that says party boosted to 81. So that means that I just didn't play ranked for a really long time, and playing like party stacks just slowly updated my MMR into being 81%. Then I won a game and got it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, there is a lot to be said about playing unranked, not playing Dota, and then coming back and just playing one game and having your medal update. You can save yourself a lot of time. I was...
and the mental health.
Yeah. I was 4.6 Ancient 7, and then basically tried to win games of ranked Dota 2, and went on a journey of, let me see here, so 105 to 320, so I guess 200 games. Went on a journey of 200 games of Dota before I returned to where I'd started at 4.6k. So... if I had just, I don't know, not played 200 games and just chilled out, could have gone a lot better for me. There you go. Save yourself a lot of time.
How I look at my sheet now, just to recap the season. Season 2, I played 282 games of ranked solo. This season, only 157. It was a much more contentious season. I also finished under 50% win rate for the season, so very cool.
Wow, that was interesting.
I went 10-17 in my last matches to get me with the cool 49.68%.
I played a lot more games than that. I played like 320.
Yeah.
There you go. 340. Wow. I don't know what my overall win rate was. I have no idea. Don't know. I do have some fun ones though. Pugner, 12% win rate.
Nice. I had
1-7.
1-7. I had 17 games of Crystal Maiden, 29.4% win rate.
What?
That's right.
Yeah, that's a big yikes because that's one of my top heroes that I have like 60% on in over 160 matches. So
right.
Dota Buff has a great feature where you can filter your heroes by ranked season. I think we've actually shared that in the Discord before, and people have shared their heroes. I'm going strong with my Mars and Earthshaker. Carrying me in Season 3, that's for sure.
Yeah, the only really dark stat I have is TA, which is 15 wins, 22 losses, 40%. It's not too bad. I mean, 40 is bad, but like,
it's a trend to Archon.
Yeah.
63% win rate
really.
On a Spirit Breaker in 24 games. That's the Space Cal carried me.
Oh, I remember the Space Cal era. That was good times.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm going to have to get a new Excel spreadsheet. Feels weird. Although it means that I can say on my CV that I'm confident using Excel. And then when they say, when did you use Excel? I'll be like, don't worry about it. Trust me, I've used it. I don't need to tell
that
you
you tracked progression of data over the course of a 6-month season.
Yeah, and use the results to optimize my lifestyle or something. I don't know.
Strategy. Optimize strategy for future seasons.
Well, that's New Meta Ep 54. Join us next week on the Friday ep, so in a week's time, where we're going to be talking about how to play from behind. So
we're going to go learn about that for a week.
Yeah, we're going to go and play loads of calibration games so we know how to not play from behind and we know how to tilt off after like 10 minutes. And then we'll be able to have all the material we'll need. So yeah, until then, see ya.